All right, I need you guys to understand that by September of 2020, September of 1971, Attica is a fucking tinderbox, okay? I'm showing you a photo from the Marshall Project, and you need to go check out the link in my bio for all the resources, okay? Now, these red numbers that you're seeing, I was hoping if I held it up I'd be able to point, but I can't. The red numbers are very important. Those are for the 1971 uprising. Now, the blue numbers on this side here are from an incident where a correctional officer attacks a prisoner in 2011. We'll talk about that towards the end, okay? So, this side, that top number, that is D yard. D yard is where the majority of this uprising will happen. However, the middle of the cross, that is Times Square. That's what they call it, right? Now, these tunnels, the T that you're seeing, those tunnels, they all meet at Times Square, right? And that's important. Really thought the hand thing was going to work. Now, tellingly, this number 4 is a memorial. This is foreshadowing. It is a memorial to the correctional officers and the staff who were killed. None of the prisoners are on the memorial. Okay, so Tinderbox. Tinder fucking box. The correctional officers are telling the super, hey, something bad is going to happen. The inmates have done the July Manifesto. They've done a 700-person hunger strike the day after George Jackson passes away. Now, on September 8th, the day before the uprising starts, there is an altercation in A yard, which is below D yard, and about 200 people see it. And a correctional officer is trying to drag an inmate out of the yard, and another inmate gets involved. Nobody knows if he actually hit him or not, but the first inmate that we're talking about is Leroy Dewar. The second one, his last name is Lamorie, Lamorie. And the correctional officers are promising that if these guys get out of the yard, they won't be hurt, they won't be injured, and everyone's like, you're a liar, right? So that night when they do yank these guys out of their cells to drag them to the box, which is solitary confinement, and a little bit of a scuffle happens, the next day everybody is on edge. Everybody is on edge. Prisoners, correctional officers, everybody is just like pissed. So it didn't really come as a massive surprise that on the way home from breakfast, I say home, through this track down to cell block A, a prisoner steps out of line and hits a correctional officer. And there is a little bit of chaos fairly immediately, right? And some people don't know what to do. They're just kind of standing there, prisoners like in line, not moving, while others are arming themselves and taking this time to either get revenge on correctional officers, get revenge on prisoners, and then all of a sudden, the prisoners start to move towards Times Square, which is this central space. And in Times Square, there's a guard, and his name is His name's William Quinn. And because of an issue with the door and how it was built or rebuilt and not quite finished, the prisoners are able to break through. And William Quinn gets hit on the head pretty fucking hard with something, either a pipe or a 2x4. They don't really know. He is someone that gets the ever-living shit beat out of him. Spoiler alert, he will eventually succumb to his injuries. But before that, Richard X. Clark, a prisoner, an inmate who was there because he started robbing during the height of an addiction, he actually tries to save William Quinn's life. And this will be a common theme that we see throughout this entire 4-day experience of the Attica prison uprising, is that the prisoners treat the correctional officers as a whole. On the whole, I know this man dies, I understand that, but on the whole, they treat their hostages better than they're treated as inmates. Richard X. Clark will get Quinn out, and then he gets about 4 or 5 other correctional officers out who are injured enough that he thinks they are not going to make it without seeing a doctor, right? And he moves them out. Now, the hostages will be taken. They will be put in prisoner garb, which is confusing, right? For the people who end up storming the prison 4 days later. But they are put in prisoner garb, and they are put under surveillance, actually. They're put together in a group, and people protect them the entire time to make sure that that everybody is safe, right? One correctional officer, Mike Smith, literally the guy that they bring the July Manifesto to read over it before they send it off, prisoners throw themselves on top of him to keep him safe. These prisoners who are demanding to be treated like human beings treat their captors, the people that are in charge of them, the people that are mean to them every single day, better than they're treated. So, this is how it starts. We'll walk through the rest of the days tomorrow. They set up camp in D Yard. That is the section they take over. They know they don't have the manpower to take it all. And all the while this is happening, we've got an alarm blaring, and everybody in town can hear it. Nobody knows what it means. But off-duty correctional officers are showing up with their own arsenal from their own personal weapons, right? And Mancusi, our super, calls the commissioner and the deputy commissioner of New York State prison systems, and that is Russell Oswald, Walter Dunbar, and then we'll pick back up on September 9th, 1971.